Hello. Welcome to the stream. Friday. I woke up a bit later today. It's not because I stayed up until 2 in the morning playing Warhammer. It's not the reason at all. But it might be. So we're starting a little bit later, but it doesn't matter. We'll still get to 55, like I said, as long as I've got a few hours. And we do have a few hours. Alright. Start the day off with making some water. So that's the only goal I have for today. Get to level 55. Probably go into the plague lands at some point, so there'll be a little bit of danger. But other than that, we should be okay. Hopefully. Always hard to tell. Yeah, I jumped on Warhammer a little bit last night. Like I said I was going to. And it wasn't going so great for Destro when I first jumped on. There was a lot of fighting in general chat too, because I guess the PvP was happening in there instead of against Order. But later on, after the big Order guilds logged off because there was no fight anymore, I joined a party by a man named Texas Hero, and he is a very interesting character. Whenever he was like, so there's like macros you can set up that say moving, follow me, but his one was like, follow me buddies, we're moving, yee yee. I'm like, just spamming stuff like that the whole time. This is probably the most interesting warband leader I've ever had. Do I have a quest here to go to the Plague Lands? No. Probably already done it. I'm gonna go down to Burning Steps and finish this quest before I go to the Plague Lands though, because they will give us another like 10k or so experience.
Be good.
But yeah, there's definitely some interesting characters in that game. But we took 3 keeps, so it was a productive night. I got like 5 renown levels or something. A few actual levels. 1 more level and I can actually feel like a healer because I'll have my AoE hot. That's gonna be awesome. Right now I am healing with single target hots and sometimes a group AoE heal that heals for like 400 because I'm so low level. But we're getting there. So 52,000 experience. We get about 10k here, like I said. Might as well also do, since we're gonna be here, might as well, maybe I've already done it. No, I haven't, okay. So we got that to hand in as well. Another 2k. It's only a little one, but I think it might lead to somewhere else. So it will get us to where we need to get. Also, because we were talking about raiding and stuff yesterday, I got a bit nostalgic and I went and watched some of my Final Fantasy kill videos. Man, watching my first ever Savage kill, I'm just like, press the damn button. Why aren't you pressing the damn button? For like my cooldown. It's like a 2-minute cooldown. I'm just holding it for like a minute. Like, what are you doing, man? You're the worst red mage ever. Honestly, it would be good stream content to go back and watch all those and critique myself. But it was definitely interesting watching that first Savage fight and being like, that's terrible. No one should be able to see this. Like, why is this a video? Whenever you release something on the internet and then you're just like, why does that exist?
Safe travels. Keep your feet on the ground.
No, if we'll do Gortish. Maybe when we come back, we're gonna be back in Burning Steps at some point to kill like 100 orcs, get 50 medallions. Let's see if Volchan's out today. He probably is. I don't think people generally kill Volchan in hardcore. I woke up this morning, right? And as I was waking up, sometimes I see like the Matrix code when I wake up. I don't know why. Like it's just green numbers scrolling. Seeing the universe's fabrics. So that happened today, and I'm like, did I get a Windows update? Like, why do I need to see this? A personal Windows update. I'm gonna start being Hacker Man and trying to change the code. Place $1 million in bank account per day. Sounds good to me. I don't know what I would do with $1 million per day. Like, I probably buy a lot of people houses. Because what do I need it for? Everyone can have a house. Because as I've mentioned, I don't care about having a high score. These aren't immune to fire, I'm pretty sure. Good. Yeah, we can wand them down. It was an interesting, like, health level. Because on one hand, still pretty high, but the ignite tick was pretty big. Wow, rude. Last time I was here, I brought up, you know, the volcano thing that happened in, was it Sicily? Vesuvius. I called it Resuvius, and Resuvius is a boss in World of Warcraft. But this is like a reference to that, you know? My WoW brain was like, yeah, it's Vesuvius. Mount Vesuvius. It's not. But sometimes we're well-brained. These guys do a lot of damage. They're fresh. Kind of glad I took that that talent. Arcane resilience. Get a little bit more armor. Plus, I mean, that fresh is certainly capable of doing 600 damage to me in 1 second if they crit. I do not want to be crit freshed. Problem with mobs that have fresh is they can stack infinitely. So if there's someone that aggroes them, and then say they're running by on the mount so the mob doesn't hit them, but it builds up fresh, and then that happens, let's say, 10 times. The next person that they do actually hit, they can hit like 20 attacks just back to back to back to back to back. I don't know if that bug's been fixed, but it's been a bug since vanilla World of Warcraft, to where the point of it's basically a feature. The day I was going to the Western Plaguelands on hardcore on my very first hardcore character, someone decided to post about that bug on Reddit. And I'm like, why the fuck would you post that the day I'm going to where the mobs have fresh? Come on, man. Thankfully I didn't have to deal with it, but I was a bit worried for a moment. Big damage Grocket. But yeah, if Grocket got freshed even like 10 times, he would probably die. So, hopefully it doesn't have to happen to him. It did happen to me on Ugro in Silithus one time. I was fighting a scorpion and it hit me 6 times. Like in the same attack. Yeah, people have been running through here looking for Black Lotus or something. But thankfully I was wearing male armor, so it only did like 500 damage. But on the Clothy, yeah, it would not be friendly. Guys have some fire resistance. But a partial resist twice though. They are also higher level than me, so it might also be down to that, but they do live in burning steppes, so I wouldn't be surprised if they have fire resistance. Everything here does, basically. Alright, let's go hand in the tablet, and then I think we've got to go back to Ironforge. It's also looking like a pretty miserable day outside eventually. Like it's sunny right now, but there's big grey clouds in the sky. Speaking of beautiful days. Like, it was a beautiful day yesterday.
Time is money, friend. Hurry back.
The problem is, it's winter.
Glad I could help.
Well, at least coming into winter.
Hurry back.
So the sun goes down about 6 p.m. now. So I was going to go for a walk after eating dinner last night. But because I was playing Warhammer Online, my dinner turned into 6:30 p.m. And by the time I was done with that, it was pretty dark outside, and I'm like, ugh, I want to go for a walk now. Might be some weirdos out there. So winter's not that great for walking at night, unless you're like walking in the dark, and I don't mind walking in the dark. I sometimes feel safer when I'm out at night alone, because there's less people. Like, sure, maybe the people that are out there are a bit worse than the people you'd come across in the day sometimes, but I think I can handle myself. But it's completely different because I went out for walks at 9 p.m. during the summer because the sun sets at like 9:30. That's like 3 extra hours. Even daylight savings can't fix that. So I remember meeting up with my friends to go look at some penguins. Because in the town that I live, we have little blue penguins that like to
Off with you.
nest and swim around and all that. So that's pretty sick. But when they were over from Australia, I was like, oh yeah, you can come check out the penguins. I've never even looked at them myself, so it'd be fun. And we went out there at like 9 p.m. and the sun was still up. We had to wait for sunset for the penguins to come out. Like 10 by the time they arrived. It is one thing New Zealand really has going for it. If you're a nature enjoyer, there is a lot. Unique birds like kiwis and all that. Kia, rip your car apart. Like hiking track literally everywhere. Mountain biking tracks. Everyone's a fisherman. I am like the least New Zealand man ever because I don't really care for rugby. I don't really care for fishing. It's like, am I even a New Zealander? They love rugby and fishing. Like, I think Dyslexic said it in chat the other day. All the male Tinder profiles are just holding fish in New Zealand. And they wonder why they can't get dates. Maybe put the fish down. You'll be way more unique. If everyone in your country is holding a fish in their profile, put the fish down. Suddenly you are the most unique person in... I am already on that quest. I don't know if we'll actually get this marrowgram research done, at least this league, because I don't really want to go down to Unguro and farm more soil. but we don't need it. I mean, we could go back to Uchar and do it. Oh yeah, I forgot to go to Ajara. Should I go to Ajara before we go to the Plague Lanes? Plague Lanes would be better for just streamline leveling. Ajara's gonna be like... You gotta run around. I don't even know what the Mage quest actually entails. I guess it's new content though. Maybe we leave it till we're 55. Then it's in the video.
Watch your back. Keep your feet on the ground.
How can the dwarves help you?
I've never actually done this quest. Like, fully. Ian more stam at the cost of free spirit free int. I do kind of like that. Like, we got a good amount of intellect, you know? But having more stam is definitely something that is quite beneficial.
What can I get for you today? See you soon.
Yeah, maybe we do a little bit of Plague Lands. Just like the first farm, whatever. We're gonna have to, well, not fly down to Stormwind because we're a mage, but we're gonna have to go down to Stormwind during that as well. And then at 55, do some Ajara. Like, I try to make all the videos have unique-ish content. Obviously, leveling so many characters, there is a lot of overlap. But I try to make the videos so they can have at least a few unique, you know, quest lines. But it's not like a complete foolproof. Quite cold today. I turned on my AC and it's at 20 degrees right now and it's still trying to warm up the house. Well, this room, not the house. I'm not warming up the house. Why would I need to warm up the house? I'm in this room. But I do believe it will start raining at some point, so not that surprising that it's cold. Not sure, actually I am. I was going to say I'm not sure what I'll be doing over the weekend, other than playing Warhammer Online. But I'm probably going to try and finish Baumer's YouTube video. Latest video I put out, I actually gained 2. Sitting at nearly 300 views after 2 days. That's nice. After not putting out a video for a month. My second video in 4 months. The one before that was like 2 to 3 months of not having a video before it. But now that I want to commit to doing the medley and finishing it before life things happen in July, I'm gonna have to get it done. We have 3 months. The goal is to at least get to 60. All the characters getting to 60. I don't know if that will happen, but we at least get to 60. I get 1 to 60 and get an epic mount, and then I'm like, okay, we achieved our goal. Now, if any other characters do hit 60, I'll make a video, but don't expect it to be anytime soon. It could literally be a year. Maybe 2. You see when I'm doing my bachelors. Funny, I know someone who's gone into the nursing bachelors this year, and she's already been complaining about the amount of work she has to do. So I don't know how it will go, but they started and then they're already on school holiday because of Easter, and it's like, you've only been at school for 2 weeks, because they started sometime in March. Come on, man. But New Zealand does add some strange things to the curriculum of like bachelor's degrees because of cultural differences and all that we do over here. Like, if I was getting a bachelor's degree in nursing in Australia, they would not give a shit about cultural differences. They'd just be like, alright, you're gonna be a nurse, good job, good luck. New Zealand's like, okay, we need to respect everyone, we need to treat everyone with kindness, so you gotta learn all this stuff.
Be careful.
It's interesting. And 90% of people that get a degree in New Zealand don't even stay in this country, so it's basically a waste of time in some respects. Because there aren't that many jobs. Even like after I finish mine, I'm probably like, if I can't find a job that is reasonable in New Zealand, I will look at going elsewhere. You know, I've already lived in Australia for like 16 or 17 years. Not like it would be that different. I wouldn't mind going to Europe or something at some point. Just because if you like living and working in Europe, then you're like only a few hours from a holiday destination, you know? Why are there so many mobs around here? Last time I ran through here, there was nothing. It is the plague lane, so. But like, say you're working in Germany, you know, you're surrounded by all these other countries that are holiday destinations, because I've never been to them. That's what I love the idea of Europe because of that. Not sure if we ever got Arthas's Tear. Or Gift of Arthas, that one. Here is the herb deck. This is the Jabber and Gore. Don't really need that until later. Fresh. List. Don't know if this guy's going for the Cauldron Lord, but I hope not, because I need it. If he is, then I'm gonna have to wait. Don't know what the respawn time is on them. Even if he's not going for it, if he goes over there, he'll trigger it, you know? Having a drinky. But at least he killed the caster. You move so I can spawn this. If it had spawned on him, his fucking hit would have stolen tag. Yeah, I should be able to grab this without aggro. Then we will go around into the house. The Janus. Janus Fellstone. We should be able to pretty easily do the first 2 farms. I did 3 of them on Baumer, but we'll see. The freezing ghouls are probably immune to frost, so I won't be able to frost nova them. Lag there. I had a weird thing happen on Warhammer Online last night, actually. I lagged out. Like, my client completely lagged out. Everyone was running on the spot and all that. And then, like, a tab that I've never seen before came up on my screen that had, like, entitlements and stuff on it. And I'm like, did I just become the hacker man? Am I the admin now? Like... It's almost like a server admin decided to accidentally give me access to things. Because the entitlements are like, you gotta be 109 level or something like that. I'm like, okay, I'm only level 20. And I had like a debug thing up here telling me how much FPS and all that I had. Like, why? Hey, I didn't even do anything. I just ran through a zone. Help. So I logged out. Just in case. I'm like, I don't want to get banned. I logged out. I came back and everything was gone. Back to normal. Yes, I know, Janus. I'm coming to help. Hattie NPC. But it was interesting. Got another fireball off before he hit me. And he's gonna fresh me. ghoul. Mr. Ghoul, get fireball, fireball, fire blast. Last wave. Because I wouldn't be that surprised if the admins on the private server video game make mistakes from time to time and accidentally give other people op power, you know? But it was interesting. I like a little... You know when you wake up and you got a little bit of dust? Feel it, but it won't come out. A little bit of dust. Dust in your eye. Die. Any chest? Maybe there'll be one upstairs. No? It's okay. Alright. Now we're gonna go... somewhere. The horse. Stables. We gotta go to horse. As long as those scarlets stay where they are and don't get any closer, that's fine. I think that warlock killed the Jabbering Ghoul. Hopefully when we come back, the Jabbering Ghoul's like, you know, in a good spot. Easton. Now we go to Stormwind? Yes. Mage time! This is definitely one of my favorite things as a mage. Just teleport everywhere. So good. Need to buy some more runes though. Problem is I don't know where the reagent vendor is. There might be one in the park. They have a druid there, so... We'll see. Stable master. Argos. Speaking of Argos, there is a dog in Final Fantasy 14 called Argos, right? In the Endwalker story, you get it as a mount at the end of it completing the MSQ. A friend posted a picture of like the runner-up for a WoW competition, like you got design stuff that could be in game, and it's just Argos with a crown on and stuff like that. I'm like, wait, that dog looks familiar. Go hand this quest in. Maybe I'll find a reagent vendor while
Hey there. See you later. See you around. Safe travel.
find old Emma. She could be anywhere. Not really. There's a set path. She could be anywhere on that set path. Pretty sure that set path starts in this house. He is not here. Oh, she is right there, coming home right now. She's heading home. Hello, Emma.
Go with honor, friend. Light bless you.
She's a bit crazy now. 3 days in a row? I know. Insane, isn't it?
You need something? For the Alliance.
Once upon a time, I used to stream 5 days in a row, if you can believe that. For weeks on end. Trade supply general. Ah, reagent.
Help you find something?
Oh, we need teleportation. We'll just get 9 of them.
Safe travels.
Yeah, it's been some years. I think the most recent time I was streaming 5 days in a row for weeks on end was probably when I was playing Mass Effect, and that's probably been 2 years now.
What can I do for you?
Like, I would literally wake up
Light.
and be like, I get to play Mass Effect today, that's sick. So, you know, first time through Baldur's Gate 3 and first time through Mass Effect series was like 5 to 7 hour streams, just 5 days a week, because I was like having so much fun. Join Titan, 2 Thunder Fury tanks, most active raiding guild on the server. Clear most content and help our 60s gear and MC, BWL, AQ40, AQ20 and ZG. Starting next prog. Raiding 5 to 10 times a week. 9 AM weekend, 6 PM weekday ST raids. Basic raid enjoyers are a different beast, man. They're like, yeah, we raid 10 times a week. We got 10 raid groups. Like, I don't want. I'm happy raiding 1 time a week, maybe every other week. I don't want to raid 5 to 10 times a week. The hell? A lot of people streaming Return of Reckon. Like 6 different people. Usually when I was streaming it, I'm like the only person other than maybe 1 or 2 others. Because small game doesn't have many stream. And the people that probably would stream it don't want to because it gives away too much information, you know? Streams night. When did I play Mass Effect? Go into my YouTube VOD channel. Books. Mass Effect 3 was over a year ago. It was my first Baldur's Gate 3. About 2 years ago for Baldur's Gate 3. But pretty much all of the VODs are 6-ish hours long. Both of those games. I'm a lot busier now than I was when I was doing those games, but that was like variety. I had a big backlog of video games that I wanted to get through, you know. I hadn't played BG3 yet, so I started with that. Then we did some Terraria Master Mode, we did Mass Effect Trilogy, we did Ori, both video games, we did Dying Light. It was a fun year of gaming because I just got to play all these games that I hadn't played yet. There was no World of Warcraft. Not that I hate World of Warcraft or anything, but I have put the most time into World of Warcraft in my life, you know, compared to anything else, other than living. Like, being a human being and living is the top that I've put time into, and then it's World of Warcraft. I don't think that should be, but it's how it is. This cannot be. There was a voice line in the latest Mythic Retail raid when you got to like the phase 4 and the boss said, "This cannot be." And I think it was THD, he said, "This cannot be," and everyone thought he was like just ripping off a random saying because they hit a phase that they didn't expect to. But then when they won the race to world first, someone made a tweet saying, "This can be." I found that so funny. Because I would be like THD in that moment. I would also be reading the boss messages. I generally do whenever they're like something like that. I have spouted out many random voice lines to my friends on Discord while raiding, and they're like, "Huh?" Because they don't have sound on or something. That's what the boss said. But it was a pretty funny moment for the race. Liquid definitely deserved to win because Echo kept sniping themselves with the fucking beams in the last phase. Like, so many times they failed just because one person did not move to the right or left and just sniped the raid. It's like, guys, it's not that hard. Even I could do that, and I'm not a world first raider. Do I have to play that person's character in the last phase? Like, just move. So I think there might be some people getting looked at in Echo's comp or next year. You can't move your character left or right. I don't think you belong in like a trying to be again world first guild, you know. Hot take. They're much better players than I, but they don't know how to move their characters, so that's a pretty big deal. If you can't trust people in your raid to move their character, but like, I don't want to raid with that person. It's Banana Man.
Need help? Go with honor, friend.
Alright, Henderson, get fought.
Farewell. Be careful.
And on to the next. Big fortitude buff from her. She's a lovely lady. High Priestess McDonald. Not McDonald. There's actually a person, they play a witch hunter, I think, in Warhammer Online. His name is Ronald McDonald. And he's dressed up like a clown. It's always so funny to see. Because you can set a last name in that game. So his first name's Ronald, his last name McDonald. Motherfucker. Second time I've been dazed today. I don't think they can swim. There's one thing with the Searing Ghouls. Like, generally these guys are some of the scariest mob in game. Searing Ghoul. But I do have Fire Ward. Stand in there, menacing. Really does think he's going to get to me at some point, huh? Like, the fact that he didn't de-aggro that whole time, man. I'm going to turn around one day and that Searing Ghoul's still going to be chasing me. I hit him with the frost, he got pissed. But yeah, Searing Ghouls are very scary, so having Fire Ward will make that a little bit less scary. Just a little bit. Alright, we've got a hand in first, but if we can see the Jabbering Ghoul, I will make note. I do not seem to see the Jabbering Ghoul. There he is, but he's about to be killed by the Scarlets because he's walking right towards them. So that's a shame. Sometimes he spawns and just gets killed immediately. because of that. Nice. Love that. The bigger boom. Help me. You get killed live. Not like directly in their path, so hopefully that continues. Because this quest that I'm about to hand in requires me to kill him. Please don't yell. That's what I say when I'm healing in Warhammer. Healing pugs and then they start running behind trees and fences and rocks when I'm trying to heal them. It's like, please, stop. Everyone wants to be healed, but no one actually cares how it's done, you know? It's kinda getting closer to those Scarlets. There's just 4 mobs that stand in our way, Jabringle. Do not kill yourself. I need you. I feel like I'm gonna come out of this house and he's gonna walk right into them. That happened. I could abduct him. It broke immediately. Like, I could clear the house and then take him inside, but it looks like way now. No need. We'll have to find him later. I could abduct him, is crazy. Let's just abduct the Jabringle. I think on this character I should be able to clear the Scarlets outside of the Dowson's tier place. I've got sheep. And all the other good shit. Dennis, I'm coming. I need help. I had never heard this NPC talk until like the last character I bought through here. I probably had, I just never listened. Man, and we don't do that. But now I hear her all the damn time, like, so chatty. 9,000 experience. Getting there. Burn you rich. Rich is such like a bad word, you know. That's like when you throw up. So when you call someone a wretch, it's like they're puke. I think. What would be the best way of getting to? Probably not that way. I'm hoping that guy that just went in is not on the Jabbering Ghoul as well. I did not see if it was a Horde or Alliance. I should look. That old looks like he's going in the thing, so he's not quite on the. Okay. As long as I don't get dazed. Just trying to speed run the Jabbering Ghoul, you know, before someone else comes along. It's just in a very not so kind place right now. But it could be worse. It could be dead. Nice. He is enraged, so he will hit me quite hard. And try not to be hit as much as possible. Okay. Job done, go hand that back in. Not too bad. Not as easy as it was on Baumer, but still could be worse. There's a chest over there. Generally there's a chest over there because ain't no one gonna go over there and try to clear that shit. That would be insane. Now, can I get in here before respawns? Respawns are already kind of happening. Saw that mob's name through the wall and I was like, holy shit, he's in here. He hit me, I was like... Teleport out angle. Level 55. Like I said, respawns are already happening. No, we don't need that. I think I stay until the respawns are done, because otherwise it's not going to go down well. You know, I might go for some more impacts done. I don't think I need anything else, so we can just finish off the fire tree. I need one more mana. It's not quite 4444. Oh, I need these mobs to respawn now. So I'd say we have about 50,000 experience worth of rested. That's not too bad. That guy downstairs respawn. Problem is they are going to. I don't want to be caught with my pants down. If I pull one in, you know what's gonna happen as soon as I pull one in, and killing two of these undead boys would not always be the easiest thing. Already helped you. Get rid of the slaver and ghoul just in case. Don't really need to, but in case. Cross up here so I don't aggro any. In case, because video game doesn't work. A lot of just in cases. Who is just in case? And why is he casing? Alright, now we can make our way outside. The increased impact stun is already working. So we'll have 10% when we do our final level of this league for this character. I love how I interrupt their frost and they're just like, fine, I'll use fire. Fuck you, I'm a mage too, man. Crazy. How much is gone down a little bit? Over the last week. So I'm gonna get paid by Twitch on the 12th or 13th, whenever it happens, right? But over the last week, the money that I will get from this current pay is down $2. Can't believe it. I was hoping it would go up.
I need help.
A little bit more pocket money. Okay, to Delson's tier. Delson's tier always has a AoE mage on it. I'm not here to AoE, I'm just here to kill this guy. Bolt? I don't think so. So, Idiot Moron. That's his name. I'm not just calling him Idiot Moron. He can have all these mobs. I don't need them. Let him collect. Then I'll... then I'll finish the quest. Because I can't do that. I'm not a frost mage. Big no-no for me. Alright. That is done. I would like to try and get into this house. Stables. House stable. And there's a Blood of Heroes. For those that aren't knowledgeable about vanilla World of Warcraft, Blood of Heroes, if you click on it, spawns 2, I think level 60 elites, maybe level 62. And they have a AoE shout that slows you for a minute. And they spam the shit out of it. Even though it lasts for a minute, they spam the shit out of that. Alright, now if we're fast, the Scarlets are already dead, so... So there's been a lot of people who have died on hardcore because they click on that. Where's the... button? Not like around there. Wandering skeletons about to come in. It's actually, I think, the guy I need to kill for this next quest. Mana shield angle, I think. Kind of bad timing on him to walk in there, but... kind of bad for me to be in here, I'm gonna be honest. Especially with all this respawn going on right now. Look at that guy. You know, I might give up on this. I have to kill 3 mobs in here, and there's 3 mobs right outside. I could definitely run, but I think it's best to just cut our losses and teleport out of that situation. I don't know the absolute power of the mage in a situation like that, and I'm not sure when the Scarlets would respawn, so yeah, I think it's just better to leave. Put ourselves out of that situation. Sometimes you gotta make decisions that won't make people happy because they want to see you die on hardcore, you know, but... I like keeping my characters alive. Apart from the Warlock, apparently. I didn't even know it was gonna die until I died. I learned that day not to fuck with that mob. And those 3 line of sight objects are not line of sight objects. I do enjoy though, like, after I put up the Warlock video and I died, immediately there's people commenting telling me what I should have done, like, why didn't you banish the dog? Now, for anyone that knows Warlock, you get banish, like, or maybe Death Coil the dog, I'm not sure what he said, but one of those two. And you get Death Coil, like I got Death Coil at 42 I think, and banish is pretty late too. I had never pressed those buttons. It's not like instinctively built into my brain to press Death Coil or banish, right? So when I get comments like that, I'm like, man, I'm playing so many different characters. You expect me to know like the ins and outs of Warlock? Because I did not. I can't tell you I know the ins and outs of any character that I've leveled in vanilla WoW in general. Like, I've played the shit out of Warrior, I've played a lot of Rogue. But do I know absolutely everything about them? No, because I'm not a nerd who cares enough to know everything about them. I'm a nerd who doesn't give a shit about like min-max and everything out of the fun, like fun out of the game. I'm a big casual nerd, not a min-maxing nerd. I love how once upon a time nerd was like a derogatory term. And now everyone wants to be one, you know. We're cool again. We always were. I can tell you, I because I played a lot of video games and all that, I would have been a nerd in high school if people knew I played so much video games. But only my close friends knew that, as far as I knew. We never talked about video games in school other than the few times they asked me if I'd played this game. Like, that's why I started playing Neopets and RuneScape. Because my friends were like, hey, have you ever played this? Like, when I first rocked up to high school, basically, my friends were like, have you ever played Neopets? And I'm like, no, what's that? And they're like, well, you get these pets that you gotta look after. You gotta feed them, you gotta train them. You get to play little mini games like Merca Chase. What's a Merca? Was it Chase? America. America Chase. But I took it to another level because what my friends didn't know is whenever there's like an RPG or character development in a video game, I will do everything. I may not get it to be the strongest character ever. I may not do absolutely everything to the maximum, but I will do everything. And my friends never put their pets in like the training to get more health and strength and all that, but I did.
King's honor, friend.
So we couldn't like battle in the battle arena after like 1 week of playing because I had, no. Blasted away from them. Alright, let's go see about Riven Hunt. It is the freezing ghoul place. I wonder if Shawnzy is going there as well. Does look like he might be. He is, that's not like the beast situation because I don't wanna be doing the wildlife suffers too while someone else is doing it. Last time I did that, I couldn't find any wolves. But yeah, after Neopets, where I showed them, you know, the kind of gamer that I am, they asked me if I had ever played RuneScape. And I was like, nah, what's that? So, you know, that night I jump on RuneScape for the first time, make a character, all that shit. And then we're running around Lumbridge together, having fun, killing goblins. Fuck. Why can I not get up this hill? A gnome, not a dwarf. And about 2 weeks into our RuneScape adventures, they realized they couldn't really play with me anymore because I was too high level. Once again. Because, you know, I have a blood of heroes. They're everywhere. Because I went out of my way to actually play the game and level up and all that good stuff. And at that point, they looked at me and they said, Frankie, you're a different kind of gamer than we are. So we should just, like, play shooters and wrestling games together and not anything that there's power. And I'm like, yeah, I agree with that. And that's why I like MMOs. Player power goes up, you know? That's why I don't like WoW expansions, because player power actually gets lower. At the start of it, at the start of WoW expansion, you actually lose crit, you lose haste, you lose all this stuff. It's weird. Like, you kind of have to with the gearing system that WoW has, but it doesn't feel good. That's why Classic WoW is so nice to play, because you're always gaining power. Like, even a level is such like a big power boost. You go from level 1 to level 2 and suddenly you're doing like 2 extra damage on your autos. That's huge. Alright, they got an interrupt. Nice to know. Never knew, but I do now. Gotta remember, I'm not really a caster player, so this is probably the first caster that I've had in the Plague Lanes. Crazily enough. Mr. Freezing Ghoul. I don't think I can ward the freeze, but I can ward the damage. Or I'll just kill them before. Will we hear it? Maybe we will hear it 54 on Baumer, because I remember fighting a freezing ghoul for about 3 minutes on that. It was not fun. Alright, there's our Lord of Cauldrons. Come on over here. Don't know if he does anything other than Shadow Bolt. I want to find it. I went to Frost Nova. It was on cooldown. Well, what do I do now? What's the play? When you go to press a button and it doesn't work and you're like, I don't know what I want to do now then. Nothing? Hopefully this freezing ghoul won't aggro. You do sometimes have to, like, be in these cauldrons. We are probably going to have to kill him. Kinda want to go directly to the house rather than through the the farmland. But pyroblast is thankfully they're not immune to Frost Nova. Thanks, mate. A little wisdom for me. Justice Maker. He would be a warrior priest main on Warhammer. I'm gonna kill this rotten ghoul, not because I want to click on the Blood of Heroes, but because I don't want it to be here. Now, I can't stop other people from clicking on the Blood of Heroes, and that is always a danger when you're in the Plague Lands. And did some resource. We might get stunned here. But like I said, at least it didn't do damage. Freezing ghouls are annoying. But yeah, those mobs that come out of the Blood of Heroes, they... because they're like slow as an AoE, if someone else near you clicks on a Blood of Heroes, you are in danger. Even if you know the danger of the Blood of Heroes, you're in danger. So it's like a... basically just a noob trap, but it can also catch out experienced players because of noobs being like, oh, what's this? Okay. Freeze was so far away. I need to get in this house before too many respawns happen. Should be able to just kill this guy and go on. guys have a lot of health. Maybe our damage has fallen off as we get higher level, because you know the mobs are also higher level, but they do just feel really tanky. Diseased wolves. Hopefully there are some. They share a spawn with the spiders. Last time I had that issue. I turned my heater off for a moment. It's not too cold. And I don't want to use all the power. My power bill for this month, $270. But that's because Easter happened, and for whatever reason, the company that I use for power is scared of putting out bills over holidays. So they did a 5-week one instead of a month. There's like an extra fucking $40 or something. Bastards. I'd rather pay $200 than $270. But the next one should be cheaper because of that, because it will probably only be a free weeker. Weird. Also, it does look like, oops, all spiders is in effect today. Sadly. We can just go around murdering them, but like, it's a lot. There's a lot of spiders to kill. I am living in Australia right now, is basically how this quest is going. I've not seen a single wolf in any of the spawn points. They're all spiders. How is that possible? It cannot be! Literally all spiders. I would expect to see like one wolf, you know, but nope. They're all spiders. There's probably a guy who was doing this quest and he was looking for wolves, but there were a lot of spiders, but he killed like the few wolves that were around. And then they all turned into spiders, and he's just like, man, they're all spiders. This quest's impossible. I'm just not going to do it. So now everyone that deals with this quest has to deal with spiders. Like, someone has to kill them eventually to turn them into wolves, but it's not going to be me, because that's a waste of time. They are literally... I've not seen a wolf. It's ridiculous. Well, we probably aren't doing the disease wolves quest right now then. Guess we'll head to Azara once we hand in the quest. Holy shit, it's a wolf! There's one wolf. 1 out of 8. Not bad. It kinda sucks too, because I need to go to like Darnassus for the quest hand in after these quests. And since we're going to Azara, we're going to be on that side of the map, but I don't want to kill 100 spiders and hope that they respawn as wolves. Yeah, exactly. Like, just thinking about it made me tired. There's a lot of killing. So we'll head back to town. Now I'll just teleport over to Darnassus. We'll go with Yara to do our mage quest, whatever that entails. Let's not get too close to Enderhall. As fun as that would be. Hey, well, 2 disease wolves. We're a quarter done at least for next time. Plus the damage. That's bad. You can tell that fire mages have a lot of damage when, you know, while leveling you're doing 200 to 500 DPS per mob. And this is without spell power gear because I'm running high stam, so I don't have to worry about dying. This was like PvE server or just regular World of Warcraft server, not hardcore, I would be running like full Dreamweave. Absolutely putting on the cinder cloth, blasting. I'd have like 600 health. There was a guy in my guild in Vanilla WoW that played Fire Mage, and he was a glass cannon. Like, as soon as the boss was pulled, he would absolutely drop all of his cooldowns, all of his trinket cooldowns, everything, and just blast as hard as he could, and then die. Like, that was pretty much
Pleased to meet you.
how he played the game.
You have a great day now.
What can I do for you?
I think he had less than 2000 HP at level 60 in, like, raid gear. Probably, like, the most useless player in the raid because he was dead the whole time.
Be careful.
And he was also, like,
You need
16
something?
years old, like
Go
I
with
was.
honor, friend.
So, a
Farewell.
whiny baby.
Safe travels.
Real. I'm going to Nessus. But when TBC came out and I decided to become a mage, I actually took his raid spot. And after that, you know, they got to see how having a mage that does fire damage that actually lives gets to perform. Because in my first raid, I topped the damage meter as a fire mage.
Hello.
They were like, holy shit, you're actually good at the game? I was like, yeah, it was Hunter holding me back. I could not get Hunter in TBC because of steady shot and latency. It was just fucking me over so hard. I might actually go make some bolts. I'm sure someone here will say, want to buy port to Stormwind? I'll say, okay. I don't have it. So good luck. I want to look up if I actually need foul cloth for anything other than making moon cloth. Yeah. I mean, there's a foul cloth set, but I don't think need in there. So Alia could use it. We need 300 tailoring. Not 300. There's a few things. But maybe I need Mooncloth more than I need that. Let's see. Get to the damn reagent for here. I mean, a lot more usage for that, but it's once again higher level, so it's not something that really matters right now.
What brings you here?
How many runecloth bags can I rate right now? 2. Well, that is enough. Those. See the person. Those would be pretty good for Alia. But are they better than Dreamweave? 12, 9, 9, compared to... I mean, it's 6 less damage, but better stats.
Good
I don't know.
friend.
I do like doing some damage. Why are they naked people? It's always the question, isn't it? Why are there naked people? Why do naked people exist? It is our natural state of being. I think it should be okay to be naked.
Feel free to browse.
Alright, 1 minute of crafting. I guess I'll send these bags to Rugen, because he is the next character to be played. I don't know how many more Runecloth we'll really get before 57, but I'm hoping enough to at least have bags for Lena on the way to 60. Especially with herbing, she needs them. Her inventory is always full of shit. Oh, what a beautiful robe, man. I would have loved to wear that back in level 18. Would have been ridiculous to make though. 5 bolts of wool.
Be careful.
Wool cloth was so rare. Definitely the hardest part of tailoring was getting through wool cloth. Even with 8 characters. Because I was also doing first aid on some of them, right? Character's first aid has been neglected a little bit, as you would expect. Can at least make room cloth. It is actually the same level as our tailoring, so... be a lie. Rugen. Because it's Friday, I get to check the mail today on the other characters. Haven't done it in over a month. But I did check the mail before I stopped play some Warhammer, so there shouldn't be anything that I don't expect in there, you know? But there might have been a mail that I missed somewhere and maybe it got sent back to places. Find out.
Peace be with you.
To Ajara. We get as close as we can to the midpoint of 55 on Grocket today, and I think I'm pretty happy with that. So if we can get like 6 more bars of experience, that would be all. We are, when we're in Ajara, we're gonna do a tough quest. But we do have Fire Ward, so it should be a little bit better for us. Magecraft, I'm not sure what it entails entirely. Looks like we're gonna get 10 glitter and dust. I don't know where that will come from, but we'll find out. I don't think I'll actually do this stuff. Like going all the way down to here and then picking up these quests and then having to come back just to hand them in without caring about like MC attunement and all that stuff is not... Like this is mainly for MC route. And I am not going to be doing Molten Core as far as I know. Oh. Oh. Good stretch. You ever stretch and like feel like your whole body's just having like a euphoric moment? It just feels so good. It's like, man, I wish I could stretch like this forever. That makes me tired. My body's feeling good, I'm feeling nice, and then I'm like, yep, time for a nap. It's almost as if I should have gone to bed earlier last night. I've only been streaming 2 hours, I'm already like, yeah, it's time for bed. I love Asian Veil music. To the point where throughout the hardcore medley, I thought about just creating like a level 1 Night Elf character just to run through Taldrassil again because the music's the same as here. And it's so good. I could just listen to Taldrassil and Asian Veil music the whole game. Oh, sorry for yawning, everyone. I'm sorry if I make you yawn. I think it's likely we'll get through the Ajara quest and then that'll be it for the day. But that'll give us like a good level and a half to do next week. And then we're on to Rugen. For 8 levels. 50 to 58 for Rugen. It's not even our longest stint this league, because if Alia needs, say like we have an accident and Brand dies before she hits 59, then it will be Lena going to 59 and Alia from 51 to 60. Which wouldn't be that bad because I do like the priest. But it would make it take a bit longer. Locktar Mage. I'm yawning so much my eyes are watering. But that stretch really killed me. I'm just like, yeah, I'm so ready for bed now. Maybe I should do another stretch. And maybe it will like reverse the effect. I don't know if it's gonna work. Problem is, even when I'm like tired throughout the day, I never want to go for a nap, because then I will literally not be able to sleep at night, right? So even if I'm tired in the middle of the day, I'm like, alright, time to just do stuff while tired now. I just had an internal yawn. I didn't want to let it out, so I held it in. But my eyes started watering. It looks like I'm crying. My body's just feeling so good. Just from that stretch. But yep. Done. At least we made it through the plague lanes before we decided to start falling asleep. But there are still dangers in Ajara. If I come out here and like this guy's like, hey, go and kill Firbolgs at Timbermore Hold, I would not do the quest. I will not nuke my rep for a quest that I'm not even gonna finish. I don't think he will, but be an interesting conundrum. Because I'm not allowed to do dungeons anyway, it's not like I can go to Sunken Temple.
Greetings.
We go! Magic. 500 experience for that magic. Free level 55s now. Sick. One of them I haven't played for like 4 months. I guess Friend was kind of recent, but still like a few months ago, I think.
Greetings. Go with honor.
In glittering dust. Oh, that comes from the Blood Elves, right? Which we are going to do for the quest, so that's actually perfect. Nice. A twofer? Let's go. The plan was to go kill those Blood Elves anyway. For the chicken and all that stuff. I think it's the Blood Elves. Might be the Satyrs. Hopefully it's the Blood Elves. The map. The map is not clear.
Good day to you.
Take me down, sir.
Have a good one. See you later.
I love how you get stuck when you get teleported down, because I'm pretty sure a giant actually walks on that path. So it teleports you down and then it makes you sit there for a few seconds before you can move. The giant does actually walk on that path. That's Blizzard. How could you? Any chests around for me, Mr. Beers? Speaking of giant. It's like free loot around here if you can get chests, because you don't even need to fight for them. There's one. Nice. What's in the box? Door bar. Those are my favorite chests though. Just walk up to them, loot them. The mobs around you don't care because you've already got like good standing with them. Yup. There are some more over this ridge somewhere. Ursulon. They definitely had amazing plans for Ajara back in the early development of World of Warcraft. I mean, it's called Ajara, which, you know, is a pretty iconic character in World of Warcraft in general. Queen Ajara, who later was in retail and is currently lurking in the depths somewhere after being pulled into the darkness. Well, she'll be back. Another chest. Epic. There's so many interesting things here. And then there's like not a whole lot to do. You can go fishing. Moss hoof courser. Yeah, it should be the elves. Oh, awesome, amazing. The game's just like, you're going there anyway, have fun. Do 2 quests at the same time.
Yo, glad I could help.
Yo. So GG easy if you ask me. Although actually completing this RNG quest is not GG easy, if you ask me. Also, these guys do have a big aggro radius. Pick this tree. I don't know if one actually spawns, but it's always listed here on Questy. I think it's a troll. There's one. These three are no. Someone else might be here because respawn. Yeah, you don't want to pull free. Maybe it's doable on the mage. See if Bastion built up. Deep one. But I'm not gonna. Oh, nice. A double. It's always a good feeling. I'm not sure if I can get the item that's here without aggro on these, but give it a try. Can't get closer. Being sneaky. Oh, the chicken. The chicken's usually the thing that evades me the most. We just complete this quest in 3 boxes. That'd be amazing. Yeah. Sneaky, sneaky. Oh. 3 boxes and done. That's crazy, like, because usually you just get like, you know, moonberry juice, stuff like that. It's definitely taken me at least 10 boxes. Or at least these guys don't have much health. They have a lot of damage. They're like glass cannon mobs. 80% on the glitter and dust apparently, but we've had 0 of that. So we used all our luck on the boxes. I'd prefer that though. I'd rather get that quest done. And then worry about the grinding of dust afterward. But I think these reclaimers have a fireball and a heal. Yep. It was like, you are right, I will show you. And then the other ones, the surveyors, have like long aggro radius, but also blast wave. So overall, they're kind of dangerous mobs. Yeah. Point where I don't know if I could loot this one without aggroing. Okay. Hey, we got one. There's a rich thorium that I can't mine. Now, I wouldn't be able to mine it even if I was on Francie. She's not high enough yet, but it is. I have been seeing a lot of rich thoriums in Ajara. These characters. So hopefully when we are able to mine it and we come here, there is still a lot of rich thorium. God, I love that. Bastion, just like absolutely annihilating the mob. So good. For anyone that has watched my content throughout the years, they know I'm a crit enjoyer. It's big agility. Not bad. don't know if I would wear them. Maybe on Rugen. But a lot of attack power. Be worth looking at. Yeah, the crits that you get in video games, I'm always like an enjoyer of that, so it makes me happy to see like bigger number. Makes me a better person. So Fire Mage and Balanced Druid definitely been tickling that itch. But even the Rep Paladin was getting up there. Like we were getting 700-800 crits on the Rep. So that was pretty awesome. I blast wave before she can. That's why I played classes like Gunbreaker in Final Fantasy XIV, so I could press a button that I could press every minute and it would just do like 100,000 damage. I also played Dancer, which also had the similar button. I almost let her get that heal off. For my greed. Well, the dust started dropping a lot after I complained about not getting any, but completing the other RNG quests, so. It works every time though. You complain about not getting a drop, you get the drop. That is how it goes. It's one thing I've figured out about video games in general. If you complain about not getting a quest item, you will start getting the quest item. I wish it worked in real life. Like, you know, you say, man, $1 million hasn't dropped yet. And then you get $1 million. Sadly, doesn't seem to work in real life unless you want to be like a Karen. You walk into stores and you complain to the manager. That sometimes works. Now, if you are rich in real life, let's say you're a billionaire, and then you start complaining, stuff probably does happen. Because for whatever reason, this world rewards people that already have too much with more. Strange. I always tell my friends, nothing in life is free unless you already have too much shit. Yeah, if you could just complain about something in real life and get it. To be fair though, one time, I have proof of this concept may be working. I once was looking to mow the lawns, right? And I didn't have any fuel. The lawnmower didn't have any fuel in it, and I didn't have a fuel canister. So I was gonna have to go buy it. But then I guess I said it enough that randomly I looked out my window one day and there was a fuel canister just outside my front gate. Just sitting there. I think someone left it there and forgot about it or was leaving it there to pick it up later, but hey, finders keepers, it's on my gate. And it was completely full. So, maybe it can work. No one ever came looking for it.
Time is money, friend. Hurry back. Got a good one.
But I definitely yoinked that shit. I'm like, hey, that's exactly what I need. I'm just gonna mine now. I thought like my auntie or someone left it there because I had talked to her about needing fuel to mow the lawns, but oh, apparently it just arrived on its own. So now I have a self-venting fuel canister that I can fill up whenever I need to. And I didn't even need to pay for it in the first place. So maybe there is some logic to that. But it's not like I complained about it. It was just like I need this. It was just such a weird situation though, to like look outside one day and the exact thing that I said I needed a few days ago was right there and no one knows how. But, exactly what I need is right in front of me. Good. If someone had come round and like asked if I found a fuel can, I would have been like, yeah, but reluctantly. But no one ever did. Go hand in this mage quest first, because it might need to kill the things that I need to kill for the room. By looking at the name. Another chest. Surely this one has an epic in it. We haven't had a blue for a while either, so. We did get one on Baumer, so I can't actually say we haven't had one for a while. That overlinked armor should have been an epic meat. I say we haven't had one for a while, but it was only a few levels ago on the Paladin. It wasn't that long. But that's the only time that I have said I needed something and it arrived physically, like on my doorstep, basically. Now, there have been other things in life that I'm like, yeah, I want that, or I need that, or whatever, and then, you know, they will come into your life. Definitely does happen. If you're looking for something, it's like, maybe you'll just see it more, you know? But if I ask for $1 million, not gonna just get it. Unless I ask someone who can actually afford to give me $1 million. And they're nice, but who would be?
Need help? For the Alliance.
And why do I need $1 million?
Light bless you.
Don't. Yeah. Okay, I assumed right. The only amount of money I need right now is about $40,000 for schooling. But that's already kind of taken care of, so I don't actually need it, you know? I'm doing well enough. There's rent to pay, there's bills, there's food. So like the only luxury cost is going back to school.
You need something? See you around.
And whatever else I feel like doing. Like playing World of Warcraft for $27 a month. It's funny how I'm like, yeah, I hate paying $27 a month to play WoW, but I'll pay $10,000 a year to go to school. Like, it's kind of interesting, isn't it? It's because this game used to cost $15 a month for me, and I miss those days. I want it to cost $15 a month again. Especially because I get less enjoyment out of it now than I did 20 years ago. These guys frost? No, they shoot. Like, the world isn't fresh and new anymore. Take a rear though. That's fresh and new. Don't have much mana, so I'm trying to avoid this gun. Seen my mana. I need her to not die up the cliff. She's also got a bow. Fork lightning. I don't think so. Fork lightning. It's a new grease lightning. Damn, Grocket would look sick in that. Too bad it's male. And it's not like it would have good stats for us anyway. So, just sirens. Some rune has an 8% drop. And the coral has an 80% drop. Apparently. And this pillar is line of sight and it just keeps going back there. Rude. So that means it has an 88% drop, right? How it works? You big mouth clam. I wonder if anyone's actually ever used that as an insult. You big mouth clam. That's harsh, man. Troll stepped on me. Kill this because it's in the way. It's just a ghost. It needs to die anyway. Stop haunting the land, you lingering highborn. Get out of here. See, if they had like fleshed out the lore of Ajara, it would have been pretty gnarly. That's a word I haven't used for a while. Randomly pull it out. Like, gnarly. Where'd that come from? Came out the word of like the The old world words dictionary. Because gnarly is pretty old these days. Got one coral. Coral! It's basically the only thing I remember from The Walking Dead. Coral! That show was, it had its moments. Similar to Game of Thrones, you know. The Walking Dead, I think, was a bit less of an enjoyable show overall. But towards the end, similar to Game of Thrones, it started being... eh. The Walking Dead was interesting because it was like, sure, the dead are walking, but why are we fucking walking everywhere? Like, it's walking simulator. I feel like there were literal episodes of just people walking. This could have been an email. When do I get another fireball ring? If I do. Don't. That's sad. Oh, level 60. Huh? That's rank 11. Do I have a new rank of fireball? Holy shit. Why didn't anyone tell me I didn't even have the best rank of fireball on my bar? When did that? I must have got it recently. Guys, we've been doing less damage than we could. No wonder I was feeling like my damage had fallen off. How much damage loss is that? Oh yeah, because I got a new pyroblast. Wow. I completely forgot to put them on my bar. I remember doing it too. That's like 100 top end damage that we haven't been... We have been self-nerfing. Oh, that's so much better. 1000 crit. Is there anything else I haven't put on my bar? Like... Got Scorch. Blast Wave 4. Fire Blast. Yep, Fire Blast isn't there either. You know, after being away playing Warhammer Online, I completely forgot that I had to put things on my bar, I guess. What an idiot. That's funny, actually. Everything else should be fine. Whoopsie. We've been self-nerfing so hard. Look at this. Like, we just get 1000 crits with Fireball now instead of like 900. I think, to be fair, we only did get the new Fireball at level 54, so it's not like we've been self-nerfing for a long time. But that's still over a level of self-nerfing. We're not doing the low rank challenge. God, it's so much better. Fuck. We do so much damage just suddenly. This is what I get for not playing the game for over a month. Ah, man. Like, my day just got much better finding this damage. All because I went to look if I get another rank of Fireball. And I'm like, wait, that's rank 11, but I've only got rank 9. Stupid. We could honestly be able to get a 1337 Pyroblast crit now. Maybe not quite, maybe like a 1200, but like we're getting there. I'm going to use the excuse of not playing the game in a while and forgetting how casters work, because I'm usually like a melee, and whenever you level up as a melee and you get a new skill, it goes on your bar, like it levels up itself. I'll keep it in the video. I want everyone to also be able to laugh about it. Look, now our Fire Blast hits for 619. Or is that Fireball, actually? It might be. Just a non-crit Fireball, 619. Rey Mysterio is going to be happy. Or silver, 44 copper. Sometimes I am stupid. And that's why Charles Leclerc is my favourite Formula 1 driver, because he is also stupid. One of my favourite clips of F1 is him driving into a wall and saying, "I am stupid." Take that ring, I'm not going to use it, but that's pretty good ring. Fire resist if you like going into MC and need that for whatever reason. Maybe you're playing Season of Discovery. This ring would have been like thousands of gold. The funniest thing about that I am stupid moment though is when he was playing the F1 video game, when COVID lockdowns were happening and they were all like just streaming on Twitch, doing F1 races instead of in real life. He also crashed into that same wall. I'm like, man, you did it again. There was some pretty good content during COVID on Twitch, honestly, with all the like sports people streaming their sport, stuff like that. It was pretty good. Obviously what was happening in the world wasn't so good. I couldn't find toilet paper in the supermarket, stuff like that. But for pure entertainment, COVID was a pretty peak. Also the entertainment of like rich people being out of touch. You know, making like videos, singing songs while they're in their mansions, telling everyone they've got to pull together. It's like, bruh. Maybe get some regular people to do that instead of rich people. It's always a funny one. The next level we just get Arcane Intellect. That's gonna be pretty good. 9 extra. That's like 130 extra mana or something. I don't know the complete math. It's 15 mana per point. You want to do the math? 9 times 15, it's not that hard, but I don't care. So I say 130. If I'm right, I'm right. If I'm not, it doesn't matter. It was quick math. Can I go up here? I don't know. I'll just go the regular route. It looked like I may be able to go up there. You know, it's funny actually, like I never really understood like the square root of whatever or all that sort of thing, because when I first went to high school I did not understand the math that they were trying to put in front of me, because I think I missed a year of math learning in my primary school. So I didn't understand all the algebra shit and the square root shit. But now, I'm like, wow, that actually makes so much sense when I actually sat down to learn it. I remember going to high school and doing like a math test and everyone was writing and doing all their stuff and I'm just like, how are you guys even capable of understanding this? We haven't even learned it yet. Apparently it was just me who hadn't learned it yet. Why? I have no idea. I was just never taught it. There was also like a retreat that I had to go to for whatever reason. I think it was for like troubled boys, you know. It was like a police camp basically. And I went to it because
Well met.
you know,
For the Alliance. Be
my
careful.
school told me to go to it. But I wasn't really a troubled boy, I just didn't talk. I don't even know why I was there. And there's some pretty good rewards here for the mage, but obviously that's dungeon stuff. Like I was just shy in school. But apparently that was enough for my school to be like, you'll go into this. And I look back on it in my later years, I'm like, I did not belong there because there were a bunch of people who actually needed to be there. Like, you know, they were maybe doing drugs or on the alcohol, just being bad in general. I didn't do anything. I just didn't talk that much. I think my school was like, this guy might be having trouble at home vibe. Now, obviously, I said yesterday, my parents weren't like super amazing. My father was lazy, all that sort of stuff, but other than that, fine. I wasn't getting yelled at all day, like some children that I have heard around where I live. There's a family that lives behind me. And sometimes I'll just randomly be doing something out back. And then I hear the children being like yelled at. for whatever reason. One day they were having some fun digging in the backyard, you know, like kids do. And the guy comes outside and he's like yelling at them about digging in the yard. He's like, "Don't dig in my yard." And I'm just like, man, I don't know if these are your kids, but they are going to hate you when they grow up with an attitude like that. Obviously I didn't say it, but that's what I'm thinking. I got a pretty big backyard. If they ever want to dig in my backyard, I wouldn't even care. They can jump the fence, dig in the yard, they can dig the gardens for me, I don't care, do it. People are so weird about things. I used to dig in the yard all the time. I had ant colonies because I would dig them up, you know? There were like holes in the section everywhere because I was digging up ant colonies. Even at my primary school, for whatever reason, they let me dig up an ant colony that I found. I was like, "Oh, a big ant colony here. Can I dig that up during lunch?" And my teacher was like, "Yeah, sure. Go for it." Trying to, you know, I was passionate about ants and insects, so teacher was like, "Go dig that up. Have fun." That was one cool thing about, another rich for him, one cool thing about being a child, like you don't really care about what other people think of your hobbies, you know? You just do them. Like I'm digging up a yard or digging up ants in primary school. There's all these older kids walking by being like, what's he doing? But I did not care about anyone's thoughts about what I was doing that day. I was just having fun getting ants. As we get older, we care a little bit more about what people think about us, and I wish people didn't. Like, I don't give a shit now. I guess I aged past it. As you get into your 30s, you stop caring a little bit. So you go back to just doing what you're passionate about again, rather than what people care about. I mean, I've always just locked myself in my room playing World of Warcraft throughout my life, so I never cared, but I know a lot of people do care about other people's opinions.
Yeah, what do you want? Keep it real. Glad I could help.
Alright, that quest is done. The other quest is done. Big experience gains. We are about 6,000 away from halfway through the level. The question is, where the heck are we going to go to level next? Like, Silithus is available, and the start of Winter Spring is available. It's probably going to be Winter Spring. It's a much better zone. We could also go back and finish The Wildlife Suffers too. I might actually try and do that before I finish up for the day. We'll go back to the Plague Lands and see if we can get it done. We just need some damn wolves to spawn. But yeah, I do regularly think about things like that, you know? Like, I was just having the absolute blast when I was a child, but then I hear children being children in the neighborhood and their parents are like freaking out at them. And I'm just like, let them be children, let them make mistakes, let them do what they enjoy. Like, obviously don't let them die, because children sometimes will try to do that as well. But it's not going to hurt anyone by letting someone enjoy their time digging in the backyard. Guess we can put the big potion on it. Don't really need to keep a lot of this stuff. We've seen the true sword of Francie. I'm not sure how useful it is, but
Safe travels.
we can find one use for it, then that's already an improvement over what we would get anywhere else. Go to Lena as well as 30 gold. Risky flakes. Oh, risky flasks. Risky flakes? What? Is that like a new cereal? It's like cornflakes, but sometimes they got, you know, like shards of glass in them. Risky flakes. And that would be interesting. I would definitely not partake. I'm gonna go toilet while I'm on the flight path, so I'll be back in a few minutes. Alright. Now, there is one thing that I did forget to add to my title while playing the hardcore medley. And it is seven account found characters. In case there's like new people that come in and they're like, what the hell is the hardcore medley? That basically sums it up. I always get like new subscribers on YouTube and they're like, man, that's a great video. I'm gonna go back and watch the other videos now, and it's like, well, you started from the last video, so you probably should go back and actually understand what we're doing. Starting from like the end video of a series, now 44 episodes long. It's probably confusing. Especially when it's a series that has 8 different characters in it, you know? Like, one video I'm playing Boomkin, and the next video I'm playing Wreck Paladin. Like, wait, what? Where did the Boomkin go? I would be confused as hell if I had never, like, watched the whole series. But there's definitely some people that has happened with. Poor Garland, left behind because he's dead. How is ROR looking right? 50-50? I'm hoping there's some good scenario pops this weekend. Like, there's a good scenario chosen for the weekend scenario, because some of them have been absolutely fucking terrible, like the last one. I did not like the last scenario that was chosen for the weekly, honestly. I didn't like the one before that either. So hopefully there's a good one actually this time. But I'd like to at least get to level 30 on my dock. Because that should give us all of our like healing abilities that we need. And then I can feel like a real healer. I won't have great gear, but I'll be able to push the heals out as much as I can. Enchantester. What? What? Enchantester. What is that? What the hell is an enchantester? There are a lot of people who go at the back of that cliff. You can just go here and it's like a few seconds quicker. I'm quite looking forward to when I hit level 60 on a character and I can open up the medley in a way where I can actually, you know, send things to characters no matter what character I'm on. So that I can enchant my shoes on all of my characters with movement speed. Also, I didn't stop for those players. I just wanted to have a drink. It just so happened that they were also there at the same time. I don't know if Clinder made a PvP video for Classic when he was playing, but I bet if he did, it didn't include me killing him, but he certainly included him killing me in arena. Fucking PvP content creators, am I right? They only put the good clips in. Because I have a character that is part of his PvP video when he had Shadow Morn. And he absolutely rinsed me in arena. But then I got my revenge in Classic WoW. Warrior to warrior. But I'm sure that wouldn't have been featured in a YouTube video. It's always funny when you like are around maybe on the same server as like content creators. Because obviously Oceanic community in MMOs is always very small. So you do interact with each other quite a bit. Hello Jeff mate. I am. But now you're here, so I'm talking to you. Get owned, mate. Also, good thing you're here, because we were talking about progging savage fights and shit yesterday, right? So I got a bit nostalgic and I went and watched my Phoenix kill. And my very first Savage fight, which would have been Eden 1 Savage. Eden 1 Savage. But man, when I was watching E1, God, I was yelling at the screen telling myself to press buttons. Like, press a damn button, man. Come on, what are you doing? You're holding it for a minute? Like, you're holding it for the next raid tier or what? Also, I learnt recently that I forgot to put my new Fireball and Pyroblast on my bar for the last level, so I just randomly found an extra, like, 200 DPS if I get crits that I didn't even know that I had because of stupidity. After not playing WoW for a month, apparently I forgot that I had to put things on my hotbar when I got increased levels. Yeah, so I basically hit level 80 as maybe like 2 weeks before E5 through 8 came out. So I did join a group that was currently learning how to Savage Raid, and that was my first Savage group. So I consider our first tier was 5 through 8, but we did do a little bit of 1 and 2. And we did clear 1 and 2 before 5 through 8 came out. But I don't really consider it like my first real tier because we only did it a little bit. And it was basically at the end of the tier anyway. But I do have footage of 1 and 2. Yeah, pretty much. Just some cute sprouts doing E1S. That's the group that I joined as a Red Mage, but I only had Gunbreaker leveled for... Well, I had Bard as well. But we had a Fizz range. So I had to play Gunbreaker in the first raid, and the raid leader, who was like a warrior tank, was playing Summoner for that. And she told me, you're not going to have my tank spot. You need to level your mage. I'm like, I'll level it, don't worry. I'm not trying to take your tank spot. She was fun to play with though. We were pretty good friends. No, I was always gonna level the Red Mage, it's just that I expedited it because of wanting to do some Savage and finding a group that needed a Red Mage, and I was like, fuck it, I'll level Red Mage. It's just spiders, man. I wanted to finish this, please. I'm gonna have to go on a spider purge. And hope they respawn as wolves. That's some fuck ass. I don't want to use this combustion stack. That's gonna be like a 1.2k pyro. But she was generally worried about me, you know, trying to be like the tank in the group after having to tank one time when I trialed with them. Walking away from me. I told you it was going to be a 1200 Pyroblast. Very nice. Good increase in damage. But honestly, I would love to kind of just watch through all of my Final Fantasy kills on stream one day, like a watch party, and yell at how bad I was. he nets me after he's dead. I think that would be funny content. Because just from watching my E1S kill, I probably lost about, 3,000 DPS on easy mistakes. I eventually got better. Like, Shiva tier, I was generally passing blues. Not on Shiva, because that fight for me was really difficult, because it was a long fight and I had latency. So I never wanted to, like, try to game the game. I was playing Red Mage on 1 and 2. I basically leveled it all the way from 50. Thankfully it started at 50 in 2 days. Yeah, it was difficult for everyone. But especially when you only just start. Like, if I went back and did Shiva today with the game mechanical skill that I had when I cleared, like, P12 tier, it would be such a different fight for me. There'd be so much uptime gaming and light rampant you wouldn't believe. You're like, holy shit, this guy's a god. Oh, I definitely wouldn't do the strat we did, which turned out to be the Ilias strat. That's the strat that we came up with in our blind prog. It's funny because we kind of came up with the good strat for light rampant as well, but it was like harder. Because it was just doing Ilia backwards, basically. But it was obviously harder because everyone had, like... There was somehow more movement, but a lot more uptime. So we didn't want to do that. We sucked ass. Beautiful rocket. I'm hoping that when I purge all these spiders, they respawn as wolves. Yeah, I was Red Mage on 1 and 2, and then Red Mage through 5 to 8, and then I went Dancer for 9 to 12. I never actually finished that tier though. I got bored, and I stopped playing the game. I think I only killed Fate Breaker like 1 or 2 times. I mean, it was a good tier. I just don't think Dancer was the class for me. So that might have contributed to it a little bit. It had its moments being a Dancer, but yeah, when, like I said, I was mainly second on damage in that group, and I don't think that's where Dancers should be at all. Like, I should be 4th. Maybe even 5th behind a tank if they're really good. I wish I was making it up. Most of the time, the DPS meter was Black Mage, which also I don't know if they should be first all the time, followed by myself, followed by the Samurai who was getting my buffs. I don't even remember who we had on our fourth. I think it was a Red Mage. But he was cool. Like, I liked him. He was cool to hang out with. He just wasn't, like, always amazing at DPS, you know? He was one of those guys that's, like, very sick personality. Like, you love hanging out with them, but they're, like, kind of mediocre at playing video game. I do prefer to hang out with people that are way more chill and casual and like better personality than people that are really good at blasting buttons though, so I didn't mind that. That's why my first tier of Savage, like the first group that I was in, we had like very good vibes, and I was like, you know what? I don't even care if we're sucking ass learning how to play the game because we're all kind of cool. There were a few people that towards the end kind of rubbed me the wrong way, but it wasn't like the reason I left that group. I left that group because I started being someone who was running their own business and couldn't raid during the day anymore. Because I probably would have continued with them. They definitely... I think they cleared the tier, but they might have actually broke up on E12 as well, actually, now that I think about it. Because a few of them started doing, like, ultimates while progging E12, I believe. And that caused a little bit of conflictions of schedule and all that. It's a natural progress, you know. There's people that are like, they've cleared some Savage and they're like, alright, I want to do something harder, so you go do ultimates naturally. For me, I cleared Savage. I did one ultimate, which I don't even consider an actual ultimate. Like I said, it's easier than fucking things like Phoenix and Shiva. But after that, I was like, you know what? I don't really have the patience to prog an ultimate that's actually going to take patience. So I'm happy with what I've done. I'll just stop playing. I have progged T all the way to basically the end of the fight. I just never cleared it. Because the group that I was progging it with all went on a break because they cleared the Savage tier that was out while we were doing that. And they were like, you know what? We've basically done it. We don't care. I wish I cleared it because T was sick. But real life happened to some of them people, so we just never did. He was actually the reason I started playing Final Fantasy XIV. I was watching Arthur's prog T. I did not understand what the hell was going on. I didn't know anything about playing Gunbreaker, but I liked what I saw. From that day I was a gun mode main, even though I could not play it yet. And I wanted to do that content. So that's why I played Final Fantasy 14 in the first place. I did play 13 as well. Now that game is cringe. I did actually like Final Fantasy 13 though. As cringe as it is. 13-2 has my favorite villain in Final Fantasy games. Highest ballad. Where the hell are the wolves? I promise you it's not rage bait. I actually liked some things in Final Fantasy 13. Especially Caius. Everything he says just made so much sense. I was like, damn, this guy's like speaking directly to me, like I'm the character, like I agree with him. I want him to destroy the world. And then he kind of did. Plus the music was peak, like Caius music, holy. Yeah, Emmett Salk had good reason for wanting to, you know, destroy everything as well. He was sick of living. He was like, fuck this, I'm just gonna take it all down with me. It's basically what some politicians in today's world are like, you know? They're getting old, they're like, you know what, we need to go down a blaze of glory because I don't care, I'm gonna die anyway. But their reasoning is not like Emmett Salk's. I think they're just hateful. Oh nice, our last disease will finally. On the politician pool, let's go. At least Emmett had some, like, redemption towards the end, you know? Today's politicians, I don't think there will be any redeeming them in the history books. If we have history books. They will be remembered for all the wrong reasons. Now that I actually have my better fireballs equipped to my bars, these freezing ghouls should be much easier. Like 20 years of playing World of Warcraft and you forget the fucking base mechanic of always update your action bar. Yeah. I mean, it sounds very Aryan, doesn't it? When you put it that way. The ancients are just, yeah. But I did like Emmett Salk. He's probably my second favourite Final Fantasy villain of all time. Glad that guy come walking around the corner, I did not see him. Caius is just cooler because it's Liam O'Brien voice acting, the guy that does Illidan Stormrage. So that, like, yeah, he's like my favorite voice actor. That's where the skill gap is, I think, between him and Emmett. I do not consider you as alive. I remember that line. That line did go harder. When he's like, you know what, I won't feel bad about killing you because you don't even exist. Holy. It's probably the same thing that racists think when they're looking at people they don't like, though, to be fair, so it's... In, like, real-world terms, it's like, not so sure I would agree with that, Emmett, but in a video game, when it's called Final Fantasy and everything is just, like, make-believe, I can get behind it. Disease Gridleys. Hopefully they didn't kill all the disease Gridleys. Hopefully they're easier to find than the wolves, but they also share spawns with these spiders, so you never know. I was saying right before I found out that I had an extra rank of Fireball, I was saying that my damage feels like it's fallen off. I understand why my damage was falling off. Because I didn't even have the best spells on my bar. But it was kind of funny. I'm like, man, when do I get a new rank of Fireball? And then I saw this, rank 11, and I looked at my bar and it said rank 9. I'm like, wait, I don't have rank 10 Fireball, do I? Apparently I did. Good times. I'm gonna leave that in the video content, by the way. Because I want everyone to know. Like, that's good content. And I didn't even create it meaningfully, it just happened. The best content happens when it just happens. What are you up to this weekend, Jeff, mate? You gonna do anything fun? And touch grass or anything like that? Sit inside and watch Twitch streams? I'm not gonna be streaming, so... Nice, nice. Spider. Stop resisting. Someone's honking their horn. We take more physical damage now. That's big sad. There are a lot of spiders, once again. But we have actually killed some bears, unlike the wolves, where we had to literally go on a spider purge to kill them. So it's a better start. God, I love Fire Mage. So much damage. Like, I was like, man, the crits that the Boomkin gets are great. But you're only doing like 200 DPS on the Boomkin. On the Fire Mage, I'm like constantly over 300. And if I crit everything, it's like nearly 1,000. You know, when I first raided in World of Warcraft, the top DPS on like Lucifron in my guild was about 100. Just one guy that was an absolute blaster back in 2004 doing 100 DPS, you know? Now you do over 100 DPS while leveling. So even though it's the same game, knowledge and new talents, because these talents are not the same as the game when it first came out. Not by a long shot. There's so much more power in them than there was when the game first hit. I would love to play a vanilla World of Warcraft, like, release edition. Just so people can actually see how bad it was. So they can stop saying, oh, people must have really sucked back then when doing Molten Core if they wiped constantly. Like, Ragnaros lived for 5 months or something. I don't know how long it really was, but it was some months. The game was actually harder. Gear sucked ass, talent sucked ass. Like, you had to spec to make Arcane Explosion instant cast. You don't have to do that now. So we weren't only just bad. We were bad, but not only just bad. The game was also bad. So I would love to have like a release edition classic server that went through the patches and changes, so everyone can like experience that. I would play that for sure. I'm a masochist. Of course I would play that. Like, believe it or not, mages weren't always top DPS in vanilla. It's not like they are at the end either, because warriors and rogues exist, but in the early like classic raids, I feel like mages blast way harder than they did back in vanilla WoW. We finished this quest, now we can go back, hand it in, and then teleport to Darnassus. And then I think I'm done for the day, because it is about 3 PM. I wanted to get 55.5. We are quite far past half. I will check the mail on the other characters. There's only going to be a little bit, because I haven't played for any more than the 3 days that I've played this week. But we'll get that started. Mail chicken situation. And spider just spawned right on top of me. I'll have to kill this one. Damage is so good. But I'm kind of hopeful that, like, Warhammer scenarios are popping off this weekend, so I can get some good leveling in on my Disciple of Cain as well. It's going to be my weekend other than editing Balmer video. I don't have any, like, physical work to do. Mowed the lawns last week, so they're good for another week at least. Might go for a Sunday drive. We'll see. I went out for a Sunday drive a few weeks ago, right? And there was another old man. Not that I'm an old man, but there was an older man, let's just say. And he was out for his Sunday drive. So he was going about 20k down the road. And I was like, you know what? We're both out for a Sunday drive. I'll just follow you. We can both go 20k. It was quite funny. Just a couple of old farts driving slowly down the road. But there was no one else on the road, so it didn't matter. Like, the only other traffic that went past me was truck, I think. Other than that, it's like just that guy and I. Out on our Sunday drive. Not freeze me, sir. I will say the mana definitely goes down a lot faster with these new fireballs. They do cost an extra 45. But they're doing an extra 100 damage as well, so I don't care. Dopamine. Few more ghouls to kill on the way in, and then we should be good. Nice clear casting. Speaking of mana, now it's free. Zing. I did stream for a bit longer than I thought I would today. I woke up a little bit late because, believe it or not, I was up until 2 in the morning playing video games. What a shock. I said I was going to play Warhammer Online and I did. But woke up a bit later, so started stream a bit later, but 3.5 hours is still pretty good. And we are 70,000 away from 56. So hopefully after the weekend we'll have a good amount of rested all the way to 56. I want a pyroblast this. Gonna hurt. 12, 13. Easy. Pack non-crit. Some bullshit. Double clear cast proc. That's pretty nice, even though I don't need to use it. Maybe I can clear cast the teleport. Does that work? A good cloak upgrade for us. Inventory is full. I just deleted the 2 night crawlers. Then I got 2 night crawlers. Alright, Darnessus. Best thing about being a mage. Teleport. Definitely used a lot of teleports this league. Because there's so much traveling in the 50s. So we'll hand this in and then I'll jump on the other characters, check their mail. Gonna be like 60k away from leveling when I play next week. I don't know what day it will be, like first stream next week. But I'd like to get Grocket done by, say, Wednesday. Then we push Rugen. That should be quick because he's a hunter.
Ishnu Daldieb.
Daldieb. I don't think I need Warbeer lever. I'm never going to make, like, Hero Weed. Actually, we'll keep that. Then that's Rugen. Shuffle to you too. I don't know what that means. She could be calling me like an asshole. I'm a gnome. I have no idea what she's saying.
I am honored. Good luck, friend.
I am also honored.
Goddess, watch over you.
Big cloak upgrade though. 2 extra stam, 1 in 6 spirit, some agility for flavor, and 13 armor. It does look much better with our gear as well because it's red. Makes us go faster. I had a green cape for quite some time though. Like that's a level 30 pickup. Thankfully there's a mage in chat selling portals, so I shouldn't be asked to give anyone a portal then. Alright, Rugen. That's all we need to send.
I am honored.
That was honestly the thing I hated the most about being a warlock, actually. Especially in STV, when I was leveling in Strangleform Vale, whenever there's like a world buff coming out, everyone just assumes that you're standing around in Booty Bay, ready to summon people. So I got whispered so many times, I'm just like, I am not even getting a world buff. I don't care about them. I'm not allowed them. Do I need a quest up here? No, I can pick it up later. I might fly to Winter Spring. I think we'll start leveling in Winter Spring next time we play. $55 is generally a pretty good level to go to. We'll fly over there before I log off.
Farewell.
No reason not to. It's either that or Silithus, you know, and I'd rather do Winter Spring. If we can manage to get from 55.5, or, you know, past a half, to 57 without having to go to Silithus, that would be pretty nice. I think Rocket's end, if I take him to 60, is going to be rather chill. Considering I haven't even thought about... Like, we're just going Winter Spring now. We haven't finished everything in Western Plaguelands. We haven't even thought about going to Eastern Plagueland, which is generally a 56. We haven't been to Silithus. We didn't finish absolutely everything in Burning Steps, so there's a little bit extra. So as long as we get to 57 without too much issue, which we probably will because I'll log in next week with the rest of this level rested. Even if I play on Monday, it's probably like that. Should be pretty okay. like there's some good fighting going on in Warhammer today, so I better do the after stream routine quickly so I can I can have some fun over there, hopefully. Sometime in the future. Depending on, you know, how things go. If the other streamers that I'm playing with over there like me. Can you port me to Stormwind? This guy just asked. He's in Darkshore, but I'm like flying away, so... Oh. People just assume you're like reasonably around. But yeah, if they like me enough, you know. Usually they start streaming Warhammer like around this time, so maybe in the future, even if I'm playing WoW, I might extend the streams. Or after school, come home, play some Warhammer, do a little stream. Stuff like that. We'll see. I've only played with them one time, so. It was fun. We had a good time. But we don't really know each other, you know? I've never really been someone who likes trying to collaborate with other streamers or whatever, but in a small community like Warhammer Online, it would be pretty good. But sometimes I log in and, you know, the group's full. I'm like, oh, I can't play. I'll just follow you guys around. Let me know if there's a spot. That's what I did last night. But then it was a bit... Last night was a bit rough. Because all the order, like, organized groups were playing. But then they stopped playing when Tommy stopped playing. But hey, after they stopped playing, we took 3 keeps, so it worked out for me. Are the elementals up? If I can manage to come here next week sometime and these elementals aren't up, that would be very good. Because there's so much free experience there. You can even grind that lake for hours. Good shit. But those elementals are a killer. I also saw someone AFK dying here the other day on a video. Never go AFK while flying into Winter Spring as Alliance. I think you can as Horde. I don't think any NPCs really come up here. But there's always a mob right at the flight path on Alliance that has a chance of just beating your ass. Alright, let's log out and log into the other characters. Check their mail. Or we are done so for the day. What we got in here? Lots of stuff. Some rune cloth bags. Which will be very helpful because there's a hunter, you know, you don't... This is a nothing slot. Lose an agility on that belt. We have a lot of items that like really good agility, but I lose the stam. Now, as a hunter, don't really need the stam that much. But I would like it. Those are basically the same belts. Different level. Brand, I don't think she's got anything. Got a cheek. Does have something. Yeah. Help. I keep looking for the log out at the top of the options because that's where it is in Warhammer Online. Fucking with me brain. Alright, Lena's sitting on 274 gold. That's good.
Interest you on a pint?
Don't know if I'll use that belt. These legs I was gonna send to Rugen rather than Lena, but I completely forgot and I didn't. And this cloak is technically an upgrade if I don't care about the resistances, which to be fair I don't, because resistances that are only like 5, kinda not even resistances. But we have some alright gear on this character waiting before we get to play it next. We're gonna be blasting. Alia, I don't think I've sent her anything. Great. Is nothing. Francie definitely got some blacksmithing supplies. And this fucking sick helmet. It's not really that much better than our one, but it is sick. That happens, Jeff, mate. Sometimes you just gotta prog.
What's on your mind?
It's okay, I'm almost done with stream anyway. I won't distract you.
Be good.
Alma? The only other character left. What helmet she got? Yeah, that helmet that I sent Francie is definitely much better than this one, but my warrior is cooler than my red pellet. For a whale sword. Falmer does look cool though. All fiery dwarf. Basically all red other than the shoulders and gloves. Alright. I am done for the week. Rocket is less than a level and a half away from being done for this league, so we put in some really good leveling. I started at 52. We've done nearly 4 levels in 3 days. We progged. To be fair, there was a lot of rested experience, but that's going to be all of the characters. There might be a chance of Rugen getting like 2 levels in one day if we go hard enough on the hunter. Just because of what hunters can do. But yeah, thanks for joining me today. Thanks for joining me this week. It's been a good week of streaming. We've had some good discussions. Interesting moments of wisdom in Fort. I will try to be back Monday next week, but at least Tuesday if not. And hopefully I don't play too much Warhammer Online or Warframe, because I'm also going to do some of that this week with some friends. Got to grind some Claim Trophy. So I can actually wake up at a reasonable hour and not feel tired. I was pretty tired today. But I will see you guys when I see you next. Have a good weekend, have a good night or day, depending on where you are in the world. Toodaloo. Good luck with your prog, Jeff, mate.